This is a third and fourth stimulus check update. Today, April 9th, millions of paper checks will be mailed out. So if you didn't receive your stimulus check electronically, you may get it in paper check form. I'll give you more details on that. One company is offering $1,100 to $1,700 stimulus checks to their own employees. I'll go over the FEMA $9,000 reimbursement credit and how you could take advantage of it. Then we'll talk about the fourth stimulus check and infrastructure bill, what's happening with negotiations with the corporate tax hike, and why Mitch McConnell is praising Joe Manchin for something that he did. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and today, April 9th, happens to be my birthday, so if you want to wish me a happy birthday and don't want to write out all those letters, just hit the like button down below and that'll do more than enough. And also, I'm really curious, let me know down in the comments below, how old do you think I am today on my birthday? What age do I look? For my birthday, what we're doing is we're gonna go camping for the weekend. So really excited about that. We're leaving this afternoon. I've gone camping many times throughout my life, but it'll be the very first time for my wife and two daughters to be in a tent with no electronics, no Wi-Fi, no internet. So I'm excited and a little nervous at the same time, but I think it should be fun. And tomorrow, April 10th, I will not be doing an update, but I'm gonna try as soon as I can. It might be Sunday. If not Sunday, then Monday, and I'll definitely fill you in on what happens on that camping trip. All right, let's get into it. So Arizona GOP congressman introduces a no vaccine passport act. So Arizona is against the vaccine passport. Then Governor Little of Idaho signs an executive order banning the vaccine passports. And then Governor Parson says Missouri will never mandate a COVID vaccine passport. Now, those are the states against it. In addition to these three states, it's also Florida and Texas that are banning the vaccine passports. The states that are for the vaccine passport so far is going to be Hawaii. They want to endorse it, or they want to have it, but they're just working on technology. They said it'll happen in a few weeks. And then Illinois is also in support of the vaccine passport. And as of now, it looks like New York is actually using the vaccine passport, the electronic program or a digital program called the Excelsior program. This is what it'll look like. You have to scan in order to get into buildings and stadiums and events and restaurants. So let me know down in the comments below. Are you for the vaccine passport, against the vaccine passport? Now that more and more people are getting vaccines, should this be a way, kind of like a ticket to get into a building, activity, or event? Or is this against the Constitution? Is this un-American? Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Let's get into stimulus check news. So really quick, I'm going to go over the third stimulus check. So 156 million stimulus checks have been sent so far. And this week, April 7th, was another big electronic deposit date where I think around 25 million checks were deposited. And if you didn't get it electronically, you may get a paper check today, April 9th, being sent out. This is what the paper check envelope looks like, so be on the lookout for that. And then this is what the debit card looks like. So this is the front, the back, and the envelope. So definitely don't throw out any of these stimulus checks. Now, if you didn't receive your stimulus check yet, you may get a paper check, and it could take up to 2 weeks of what I've been seeing in the comments. So I wouldn't get too stressed out if you haven't received it yet. Also, let me know down in the comments below any issues in terms of not getting the stimulus check. Again, my payment tool should be updated April 10th and 11th. For more information, and veterans are getting their stimulus checks on the 14th. Moving on, let's talk about what's going on with the FEMA Funeral Assistance Program. So FEMA launches the COVID-19 Funeral Assistance Program, offering up to $9,000 for those who died from the virus. And if you have any family members or friends who passed away, my condolences to you and your family. I'm really sorry about this situation, and I think it's great that there is a funeral assistance program. So basically, the way this works is starting April 12th, you would have to call this number. So this is the official FEMA website. Make sure this isn't done digitally at all because they want to avoid scams. This is the phone number that you would have to call in order to apply for the FEMA assistance program. And then you just have to show some qualifications, and then they're going to send you a check either by mail or direct deposit. And be on the lookout for scams, because this is probably another way that people are going to get scammed. So I'll give more details on that on April 12th. I'm probably going to call the number and I'll give you more details on what's happening with it. Next, Uber is giving out a $250 million stimulus to bring back drivers. So this is going to come in two different forms. So in Austin, their drivers are guaranteed $1,100 if they do 115 trips. And then in Phoenix, drivers are guaranteed $1,775 if they do 200 trips. So I wouldn't say this is a stimulus. This is more of an incentive program. It's not like drivers are getting money for free. It's more like, hey, if you do a bunch of drives, then you get a little bonus. So I guess stimulus seems to be the buzzword these days, but I wouldn't call it a stimulus, but I think it is good that they're helping out their employees with extra money. Jobless report came in. Another 744,000 Americans filed claims last week. So if we look at the chart here, we're still a lot lower than it has been the past few months, right? It's kind of plateaued a little bit. Compared to pre-pandemic, it's been around like 200,000, I'd say, per week. Now we've been hovering between like 750,000 and 650,000 over the past few weeks. Next, let's talk about the fourth stimulus check and the infrastructure bill, what's happening there. Also, if you appreciate this type of update where I'm straight to the point, I just give you the facts that I'm pointing the sources to and all that, subscribe to the channel for more information like this. And in this fashion, I'm gonna cover fourth stimulus checks, $15,000 homeowner credit, the child tax credit, $200 Social Security increase, as well as any other social programs that you could benefit from, make money from, save money from. I definitely want to help you out as much as possible with providing that information in a fast and easy to understand format. So subscribe if you want that. Next, let's talk about the corporate tax hike. So Biden's corporate tax hike could cost the U.S. economy 1 million jobs. Now, it's important to see where this information is coming from. So the National Association of Manufacturers says 1 million jobs could disappear within 2 years if President's proposed tax increases are approved. Now, the corporate tax hike, this is going from 21% to 28%. The richest companies are pretty much on board. They're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like Amazon making billions of dollars. They're like, okay, raise the corporate tax hike. We're still going to find some other loophole around it. But according to the National Association of Manufacturers, they put out this study, which means they have a lot of manufacturers that could benefit from this information and not benefit from the corporate tax hike. So I'm not going to say that this isn't going to happen, that jobs will disappear because of the tax hike, but you have to question the source of this information. Now, Democrats have a lot of big spending they want to do, $1 trillion stimulus packages and rescue plans and recovery plans. That money has to come from somewhere, so they're going to tax the rich and corporations. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Is the tax hike a good idea, bad idea? Is this going to affect jobs in the future? Because if tax hikes eat into a company's profit, most likely they're going to cut costs somewhere, and jobs may be one of those costs. So I think jobs loss is inevitable. It's just how much is going to happen. Next, let's talk about what's happening with Republican senators. So Republican senators blast Biden's plea for bipartisanship on infrastructure as lip service. So if you remember, this was when the Senate Republicans were invited to the White House for the American Rescue Plan. President Biden invited them over, he got feedback from them, and then about a week or two later he said, all right, thanks for your feedback, we're going to do reconciliation and not have any Republican support. And they basically think the same thing is going to happen this time around, especially since the Democrats or the Senate parliamentarian clears the way for Democrats to use the reconciliation for the infrastructure bill. So President Biden can use the reconciliation process if they want. He's probably going to reach out to Republicans, see if they'll be on board. But as it was with the American Rescue Plan, it's either you wait 9 months through long drawn out negotiations or pass it right away, maybe like a month or two through reconciliation. So I think he's probably going to do it through reconciliation. And if it is done through reconciliation, I'm going to go over a few other social programs in a minute that may be in it. First, also, I think this is really interesting. So Mitch McConnell says Joe Manchin almost single-handedly is preserving the Senate. So Mitch McConnell, Senate minority leader for the Republicans, and Joe Manchin here, he is a Democrat senator from West Virginia, but he leans a little more right. I think, honestly, he switched parties. He just hasn't told the Democrats yet. So Joe Manchin said that Senate Democrats must avoid temptation to abandon our Republican colleagues on important national issues. Joe Manchin is against removing the filibuster. He's against the reconciliation process. He's against the corporate tax hike, among a few other things. And he has a lot of power because if the Democrats want to do the reconciliation, they need Joe Manchin on board, as well as all 50 Democrats. With only one Democrat against it, the Democrats can't pass anything they want. So Mitch McConnell said, I really greatly admire Senator Manchin. Senator Manchin almost single-handedly is preserving the Senate as we have always known it, which is a body that requires a supermajority to do most things. He also said, Joe Manchin so far has stood up to the left wing of his own party. He's argued for centrist solutions, which is true. Joe Manchin has pretty much done a lot, has agreed with a lot of what Republicans wanted. So far, we'll see what happens if Joe Manchin can be either coerced into working with the Democrats or if he's going to side with the Republicans moving forward. Bernie Sanders is embracing the Medicare for More motto. Basically, he wants to expand Medicare down to age 55. But other progressive Democrats want Medicare for all. So here is a clip from Pramila Jayapal talking more about Medicare for all and how this may be included in the infrastructure bill.
I wanted to take a quick moment to talk about Medicare for all. A lot of the time, when we talk about this landmark legislation, we focus on the fact that it guarantees healthcare for everyone without copays, deductibles, or private insurance premiums. But today, I wanted to briefly tell you what would be covered. Our broken for-profit healthcare system currently leaves millions of people without coverage for vision, dental, mental health, and reproductive health. And if you're lucky enough to have those essential elements included, it's easy for insurance companies to charge you a huge amount for those services or to put up red tape and mark doctors as out of network, so you still end up footing the bill. And that is a huge and expensive problem. The average dental cleaning is $200 out of pocket. Mental health visits can be hundreds of dollars for each appointment. And even with insurance, it can still cost a new mom $4,500 to give birth to a healthy child. Medicare for All will ensure that these essential aspects of healthcare are fully covered and with no hidden fees. It's time to guarantee comprehensive healthcare as a human right in this country. And Medicare for All will make that happen for everyone in America.
Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Should there be Medicare for all? Should everybody age, infants all the way up until whatever age, should everybody be on Medicare, free healthcare for everyone? Let me know down in the comments below. Should we improve the for-profit healthcare system or just get rid of it altogether? I'm really curious about this, what you think. Also, I'm curious about the cost, because this may mean that higher taxes for all Americans too to pay for this program. So yeah, let me know what you think about this. Next, let's talk about the fourth stimulus check. So far, not much new news. So we have the $2,000 stimulus check push. We're still waiting for the American Family Plan, which is the second part of the infrastructure bill. But so far we have two fourth stimulus checks in the running. We have the $2,000 monthly checks, which is specifically from Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren. And then we have another one from Progressive Democrats, which is from Rashida Tlaib, which is going to be $2,000 and then $1,000 recurring monthly payments. So these may or may not be in the next family plan. I think it all depends on the economy, vaccine rollouts. If these are voted on as standalone bills, they're definitely not going to pass because of lack of Republican support, and not all Democrats are on board with this as well. But in my opinion, if there is another stimulus check, I think it may be a one-time payment, and it'll probably be more targeted than it was before. That's just what I think. As more news comes out, I'll definitely let you know. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. If you want me to answer your question, just type the word question and then ask your question. I could search for it in the comments. So Heather Bartel asks, if they pass the fourth stimulus of $2,000 first payment and $1,000 monthly recurring payments, does the $1,000 monthly recurring payment replace unemployment? No, so this would just be its own thing, independent of unemployment or anything else. It would just be $1,000 for everybody, and I guess unemployment would be on top of that as well. Ray Wishner asks, my son has not worked in 3 years. He's not on unemployment either. Now, he did get the first stimulus during President Trump, which was a paper check. So my question is, does he have to file 2020 since he's not able to find a new job? So if he got the first stimulus check, he should have gotten the second stimulus check. And if he got the first and second stimulus check, he should have gotten the third stimulus check. He doesn't have to file. If the stimulus check is missing, then he will have to file a tax return and claim it as a rebate recovery credit. But yeah, it's kind of strange that he got the first one and not the second one, unless there was any garnishment issues or income change. Well, I guess there wasn't because he wasn't working. But yeah, I would check the Get My Payment tool, see if that gives any information. Gina Morales asks, I received third stimulus check. I'm on SSI 47. Congrats to you. Question, I have a friend that already received the third check, and she is Social Security, and she got another check, and she not only got one of two, but a neighbor also got a $1,400 stimulus check as well, a fourth one. Why are they sending more checks to SSI, SSDI? So I have heard this of people getting multiple checks. I'm not really sure the reason why. If you do get if you got your third stimulus check of $1,400 and you got another one, keep it, don't spend it or don't deposit in your account, just keep it to the side because the IRS will come looking back for that, and they'll if it is deposited into an account, they're just going to take it out. So just hold on to that. I don't want you to get into any trouble, or tell your neighbors to hold on to that because you could get in trouble if you use any stimulus money that doesn't belong to you. That is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is the tip of the day. Want me to tell you the one thing that you should do? You should, when you feel bad, take a couple deep breaths in and out. And also, after that, you can realize that things are better. So, bye.
Thank you so much for watching up until this point. I really appreciate your support. And as I mentioned before, I'm not going to do an update tomorrow. Going to take the day off. Going to be out camping. Hopefully everything is doing well out there, just in our tent. Also, and I'm going to try to update you on Sunday. If not Sunday, then definitely Monday. So I hope you have a great weekend. And if you want to watch more videos, you could click this link down here for more stimulus updates, or this video for my latest video on my Wise Vibes channel. So click one of those now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe.